Welcome to the website, DaveO'HaraSports.com and Fight with Flash Foundation via Facebook page or fightwithflash.org. It's our weekly web exclusive video. You know them, Craig and Stacy Schroeder with Fight with Flash Foundation. Craig, Stacy, how you doing this week?
Doing great.
Doing great, Dave.
Outstanding. Stacy, we got to talk about the sweater. We mentioned it last week. She brought a different one out this week, the lightning bolt with the gold around it.
You are so funny. I love it. Yes.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes, I do. I love it. Yeah.
And the earrings, and we got all the nice stuff that everybody can go on a website, fightwithflash.org or Facebook, and we can do the online auction. Get us up to speed. You guys are killing it right now. Everything's rocking and rolling, right?
Yes, everything is great. Actually, this Friday we are hosting our Fight with Flash garage sale. So end of year fun. We give 22% off on things. But yeah, so that's this Friday, 4 to 7, at our home. Yeah, we'll have a good garage sale going. So we have lots of merchandise to finish up for the rest of the year. So it'll be good.
Yes, I cannot wait. And I had to mention the sweater because quite a few ladies, and I think there were a couple of guys that had messaged me and wanted to know where they could get that as a gift. So you definitely are the clothes queen. Very cool stuff. But again, all that stuff available, fightwithflash.org, or again, the Facebook page, Fight with Flash Foundation. So Craig, we got to get to it with you. There's so many cool things happening. We got a little breaking news let's talk about, or a pleasant surprise. Can we do it here? Can we do it now?
Well, yes, we're going to be meeting and talking about our end of the year giving to the hospital coming up. And we have yet to set the date of the check presentation.
So it's that much breaking news. See, we don't even know the date yet.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out the date to actually go to the hospital and take our check, and also cash and gift cards for the AYA patients. And really, our cash and gift cards don't go to only just AYA. We set it up to everybody that's actually in the children's hospital, and that would include AYA as well. And it's just one of those things that we want to make sure that all families that have a child or someone that's in the AYA age group, which is 13 to 39, have the ability to get a little gift card and gifts. Something from us as you're not alone, and during the holidays. So
I think that is so cool. And so date to be determined, amount to be determined. But the cool thing is we won't be, it'll be a couple weeks before we do this video again. So next week we're off. And so the cool part of that is we'll have a lot more details. So we've given you the precursor, we've given you the tease, but in 2 weeks you'll put a finer point to that for us, and can't wait for that. So I wanted to follow up with you too as well to wrap up the video here in the next couple of minutes, get both your takes on this. You know, we talk about this time of year for giving, and I love the Giving Tuesday, very thematic, and you know, we have such a good time here. When you said too, oh, we're so silly, and it's fun to talk about this very heavy material. And so what I always want to mention towards the end of the year, especially when we reflect a little bit about our giving and what we're doing in life, it is fun to talk about with you two every week. It's tough stuff to talk about, but the aplomb that you two handle this with and the way you go about it, it really, and again, I get many positive comments on what you do for folks inspirationally, motivationally. So again, tough material, but you mentioned, Craig and Stacy, both giving to folks that are alone this time of year. It's tough enough to deal with this, but then if you're by yourself. So I want to highlight that and talk about what you, but now it's Giving Week at ESPN for the Jimmy V, Fight for V Foundation. And of course, if viewers, if you've seen that all over ESPN, and wonderfully so. But I reflect back and see some of the old videos of Stuart Scott before he passed away, and you know, even Robin Roberts, and she survived it. And then you talk about the original Jim Valvano speech and how he wasn't even healthy enough. They thought there's no way he's going to be able to go on stage. And you see Mike Krzyzewski and Dick Vitale helping him up on stage and off stage. So the motivation and the strength that you two show, and talking to Patrick McCaffrey, we're going to rerun that in a couple of weeks here. The interview we've done that you two arranged to do with Patrick and Fran and Margaret and Connor, the family involved and affected by this. Stacey, I'll start with you and then I'll follow up with you, Craig. That to me is the thing that I think is so wonderful, is how tough this is, but the strength families like you show, but also the individuals and the kids especially going through this, the strength they show. So Stacy, when we talk about all this, let's start with you and then we'll follow it up with Craig, but your thoughts, please.
Yes, so to me, just feeling like the kids, their strength and resilience that they have, and even, you know, just remembering Austin going through all this and his strength, and just always being so positive, and you wouldn't know that something is wrong. But truly, like for us having to go through it is the community. Like we were lifted up from our community, from everybody just helping us in any way they could. So just that love. So we want to give that back. We want to give the
Wonderful.
community back to our community for all the help that they gave us. So we love this really. We love doing this, and it's such a good feeling. It just helps us get through, like knowing that we're doing good to try to help others go through something and that they shouldn't have to go through, but just to get through it and just love and support.
See, that's the thing. I love that when you said that. So it's a good feeling for you and Craig as we talk about it. And like I said, me getting to be involved with you too. It's you get so much more. You know, a lot of us until you actually experience it, you hear in life, oh, you get much more when you give than when you receive. And a lot of people go, oh yeah, really? Until you actually do it. And I promise you, viewers, you know, and most of you out there that do that, you know what we're talking about. And so, Craig, I think that to Stacy's point as well, it all comes back to you living out or putting it out there, that Flash's dream of this isn't fair, this isn't right, and we're going to get through this. And I don't want other people to suffer, in Flash's words, you know, even though he did and is no longer with us on Earth here. But as you said, there's a lot of divine intervention between Flash and others up above. That it's wonderful to see this all happening in front of us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So your take on this, to what Stacy said too, about, you know, the community and the involvement that when you two give back and are with families and you offer them consultation or give them advice and what you went through, and you show support, but also you're raising funds, financial support. And then the biggest thing we do here that I love being involved with you two and what we're doing is the awareness. And I think there's, again, so many people who aren't aware, and then they see Fight with Flash or V Week on ESPN. Okay, that's a week. That's a moment in time. So that's why each week we revisit this and go over the great things you two are doing in your organization and what Flash wanted. So I think that's the thing I want you to talk about briefly, if you would, your take on what Stacy had talked about a little bit in my question, which is, isn't this wonderful how you two are able to still do this, live out Flash's wishes?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the toughest things to see, you know, to go through this. And we didn't feel like there was like a book for us. In fact,
Right.
after the first 30 days, when he failed the standard chemotherapy, they basically said, well, we're going to have to create our own roadmap. And so as a parent, what does that mean? Your kid has cancer, he's failing, and there is no roadmap. And it's overwhelming. And I know so many times during the treatment, it's like we're standing there waiting to be told something, and we don't know what that is going to be. And yet, you know, our son is laying there in bed in pain, and, you know, we're wondering how much he is wondering and nervous he is or afraid he is. And we have to have conversations with him. But, you know, our goal is to keep him positive and moving forward. And as Stacy said, and I'm not going to be able to do it justice as much as she did, but is that all those moments in those days, it's that we have to focus on winning, you know, each day or each moment. But we have all this amazing love and support behind us. And that is the community. And that community is not just Iowa City. The community is anybody that knows the story and wants to make a difference, and they want to, you know, wear a t-shirt. And what's wearing a t-shirt? Well, that's buying a t-shirt, which money goes in to go to our plan of helping this program and cancer research. But also wearing that t-shirt is actually spreading Austin's legacy, but it's also making cancer awareness. And interesting enough, I was at Starbucks today, and it was with somebody that we know, a friend that did not golf in our outing, but they bought an auction item. They went to a Bears game, and as they're Bears Cardinals last Sunday, and as they're in the hotel, the husband meets a family of the running back from the Arizona Cardinals. He starts saying what he's doing there, how he got there, started talking about the foundation.
Right.
And they are just completely just, you know, they were so excited about it. They wanted information. They said that they wanted to reach out to see if they could donate something for an auction or something like that.
Wow.
But they connected because there's another player that their son that plays with or played with on another team that is basically in remission. So cancer is affecting everybody. And, you know, a lot of professional athletes, they play. And a lot of them have foundations and doing different things, which is awesome. And a lot of them don't. But just that connection of the cancer, and they were just so excited to learn more about our foundation of what we do. And, you know, it comes down to the community lifting us up, like Stacy said, and giving us the strength and energy to keep moving forward, that what we're doing is a good thing and is making a difference in others. On Saturday night, we were able to do our annual dinner out with our foundation board, and not everybody was there because of the holidays and some sickness and other things. But it's a time that Stacy and I actually, as the parents, to be able to take them out personally and do a thank you. And there again, we both do a little talking and a little speech, and Stacy knocked it out of the park and left me at the end of not knowing what to say. But really, the most important thing that ties into the community for us as we went through this is that we couldn't do anything that we normally do without the community, but also without the foundation board and people that on the committees that actually do the events. They do all of the work. I mean, sometimes I feel that we just get to show up and, smile and talk and that's it. They do so much work for us. And it's really because of their connection and their love for Austin and what Austin stands for and what Austin's wish was. And we are just so blessed and grateful to have all of them on the board with us and all of the people that help on the committees. And then again, it just gets to the community in large, that everybody wants to continue to help us make a difference and carry Austin's legacy on.
Yeah.
So what I love about that is, viewers, I want you to know this, that both Craig and Stacy, think about their lives and what happened to them with Flash. You both are in the financial industry, and the intriguing thing is it was overwhelming for you. So it could be anybody, no matter what your walk of life is. As you mentioned, nobody gets a playbook for this. And the other thing that I love when you mention this or that you talk about is the awareness. When you mention your friend who went to the game for the auction, to the Bears game, and they bump into somebody at a local coffee shop, or they tell you that story at a local coffee shop, where they bump into a family affected by that, a player. So it's everywhere. The awareness that we can get it out there, so both of your points, I just think is fantastic, and that really gives us purpose as to what we're doing.
Absolutely.
You two, again, as always, very inspired. You got us all motivated and inspired. Thank you both so much. Craig and Stacy Schroeder, Fight with Flash Foundation via Facebook.com or fightwithflash.org. Again, thanks for tuning in here. DaveO'HaraSports.com for Hawkeyed for Craig and Stacy Schroeder. Thank you both so much. We'll catch up with you in a couple weeks.
Thanks,
Sounds
Dave.
good.
You're very
Thanks,
welcome.
Dave.
You're very welcome. Thank you. For Craig and Stacy Schroeder, I'm Dave O'Hara. That's all from us. Thanks to all of you.